Excellent Ncoa, Class 14-6. I am Technical Sergeant Scott from the Raptor Flight.
And I am Technical Sergeant Nelson from the Pavehawk Flight.
Well, congratulations on completing week 3. We are glad to see you have survived another awesome week here at the Academy.
I agree. So, what lessons have you enjoyed the most from this class?
I'm glad you asked me that. I've enjoyed International Student Day. That was so awesome. I've enjoyed change management, interpersonal communication, effective negotiating, discipline, airmanship, joint organization, joint warfighter, ethical leadership, team building, personal Air Force narrative, just to name a few.
I agree. So moving on, let's roll this week's Air Force instructional tidbit.
Mamita, pero te dije que los niños se tienen que dormir, se tienen que ir a la cama. Mamá, ahorita te llamo para atrás. Can I help you?
Ma'am, I just wanted to inform you that you cannot walk and drink and talk on your cell phone in uniform.
What did you say?
You cannot walk and drink and talk on your cell phone in uniform.
What did you say?
You cannot walk and drink and talk on your cell phone in uniform.
Thank you for letting me know. So remember, per AFI 362903, you cannot walk and talk using a cellular device in uniform, and you cannot eat or drink while walking in uniform.
Lesson learned. Don't be a goober and use your cell phone or drink while in uniform walking. Simple.
Let's talk about someone who is not a goober. One of our legendary Air Force heroes.
A1C Pittsburgh was at Ben Hill Air Base when he got the call of the Army needing extraction for 6 casualties. He immediately rushed to the helicopters. When they made it to the point of entry for the extractions, he had to be put on the ground because there was just chaos going on down there. While he was on the ground, he cared for the wounded and extracted casualties. During that time, the helicopter took ground fire. They tried to pick A1C Pittsburgh up, but he opted to stay on the ground overnight, so the helicopter left him there and had to go back to base. While he was there overnight, he distributed vital ammunition, returned fire whenever he had the option to, and he cared for the wounded throughout the entire night. During this time, he was struck 3 times in the back, the shoulder, and the thigh, but he kept fighting. The Viet Cong mounted 3 protests against the perimeter, and on the 3rd one, ended up costing him his life. His story meant a lot to me. He showed an extraordinary amount of devotion to his duty. Also, his amount of courage he had to be able to get off of that helicopter and to take the option of staying on the ground overnight, knowing that there might be a cost of giving his life. It meant so much to me to know that there's actually people out there that devoted to their duty and for this country.
Hero defined.
Sergeant Nelson, do you know what other lesson I've enjoyed?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Human performance. Let's look at some ways to use our proper form over speed and intensity to achieve our fitness goals.
Good morning, class. I am Buster Perkins.
aka EPR, the Fosse Guru. Technical Sergeant Crable, Technical Sergeant Hall, and Technical Sergeant Adams decided to call me out. Teach you Air Force folks. First exercise. Push-ups. Get on your faces. Get on your faces, people. What in the soul glow are you doing? Son, get on up. Everybody, get on up. Let me show you. I am tired of y'all's presence. You are definitely dismissed. I said, air power. Air power.
Mr. Perkins sure know how to Fosse.
Yep. Now that we've experienced that epic filmmaking, we need to move on to our announcements for the week.
On Friday, we have our summative interpersonals. Monday is a holiday. The building will be locked.
Tuesday is the CC First Sergeant panel. And don't forget to turn your RTE number 4 in by 0715. Wednesday is our formative course exercise.
Thursday is our Air Force leadership brief, as well as our youth safety vice commander visit. Friday is the big one, the summative course eval.
And don't forget about Friday's 5K run. Stay safe and hydrated.
Speaking of safety, here are some tips to help you stay alive this holiday weekend.
Good morning, NCOA. I'm Technical Sergeant Bangham of Rapid Flight. I just want to give you guys the 3-day weekend safety brief. As you all know, this is a 3-day weekend coming up. For those of you who are not from the area, make sure you're being safe out there on the Autobahn. There's a high rate of speed out there, and it can be a fatal accident before you know it. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Also, before you go out, make sure you have a plan. No drinking and driving. We already know how that ends. So make sure you guys are being wingmen to each other, take care of the guy next to you, and always remember, air power.
And that just about does it for this edition of KNN. Stay safe and don't be a goober.
Air power.